As I mentioned at the beginning of this course, collaboration is one of Revit's main features, enabling multiple users to work on the same project, often using cloud-based tools. Since this is a course for beginners, I will teach you in this lecture to link a CAD file and compare it with the tool Import CAD. These methods allow us to bring in external designs, such as a floor plan, for example, created in AutoCAD. Let's go to the Insert tab and you can see we have two options here, Link CAD and Import CAD. Each of them has its own advantages and considerations. We'll start with Link CAD. First, open the CAD file that we will use. In this project, let's select Collaborations 1, which you can find attached to this lesson. Next, check the Current View Only box. To exclusively link the drawing in the current view only, which is the level 0. If this option is unchecked, the CAD file will appear in all views, all the floor plans and also the 3D perspectives, which is usually not necessary. In the dialog at the middle, the first option is colors. We can preserve them, invert them, or use black and white. For now, let's keep preserve. And in layers, we can choose which ones we want to add. I'm selecting all, but sometimes there are layers in the project that we can exclude. Finally, in positioning, we can choose between automatic or manual options. So for now, let's go with Manual Center and click on Open. This is the CAD drawing, and as you can see, we are moving it from its center, and we just need to click where we want to place it. Nice! So, linking a CAD file creates a reference instead of attaching it directly into the project. This is usually preferable when several people are involved in a project. For example, an architect making the floor plan and then an interior designer using Revit to make the furniture layouts. If the architect has to change the CAD file for any reason, with this option Link File, the CAD file is updated in Revit automatically. If you are familiar with AutoCAD and know how the external references work there, it's a similar process. Another advantage, this method also helps to keep the Revit file smaller, since the CAD file is not directly attached. Now let's select the drawing, and we can see these options showing up in the ribbon. Let's go to Query. And with this option, we can see the identity and the layer of each object in the drawing. If I click in this wall, we can see this is a line object, it's located in the layer walls, and it's not a block, because it says not available. I'm going to close this, and select the window. This time, this is a block, we can see the name of it, and the layer is Windows. Finally, let's select the door and click on the arc, and you can see it reflected on type. Now I want to show you an interesting tip. If I click on Hide in View, I will make invisible the layer where this object is, in this case the layer Doors. One of the purposes of linking a CAD file is to use it as a reference for modeling building elements over a floor plan. As an exercise, I suggest you to model the walls, doors and windows for this floor, and I'm going to give you a couple of suggestions that you could use. First, let's go to the View tab and open the Visibility graphics. Here we can override the default visibility of colors or patterns of model elements. I'm going to click on Imported Categories, because it's where we can find the linked CAD file and its layers. Now, the door layer was previously hidden, and I'm going to check this box and click on Apply to turn it on again. Then I'll set an override with a different color for the doors, walls and windows, making it easier to distinguish the CAD file while modeling the elements. First, I'm going to click on Walls, then on Override, and choose a different color for the layer. I'm going to choose this purple color. Click on OK and close, and then choose the same color for the other two layers. the doors and the windows. When I click on Apply, everything turns purple, and it will be easier to model the elements over the plan. Next, let's measure the distance of the exterior walls. I'm going to use a dimension line, and I can type the shortcut DI. I'm going to click on both wall boundaries, and then click here to confirm the dimension. It's 350 millimeters. Now I'm going to select the CAD file and add a pin. This is useful because it locks the position, preventing the CAD drawing from being moved accidentally. Then after this, I'm going to start modeling the walls. I click on the command, and as I don't have a specific type with 350 millimeters, I'll select a wall with a single layer, this one, and then I need to duplicate this type to after update the width. Okay, let's choose a name as Exterior Wall Exercise, for example. And then in the structure, change the thickness to 350. Click OK, apply the changes and close this window. Then let's edit some settings in the Options tab, such as the height, set the constraint as level 1, and change the location line to Finish Face Exterior. Now I can draw the walls along the boundary, and you will notice that the thickness matches exactly the walls on the CAD file. Now, another important feature we should use is setting the view style to wireframe. Because with that, we can see where the windows and doors are located, so we can model these elements in the right places. Now, I encourage you to continue modeling the remaining elements. First, start with the interior walls by measuring the thickness with a dimension line. Then choose a type, duplicate it, and edit the width. And finally, model the doors and the windows using types that roughly fit with the drawings. Okay, before finishing this lesson, I want to mention the other method, the import CAD. Unlike link CAD, we insert the file directly into the project, which consequently increases the Revit file size. However, this method can be useful in some situations. For example, if we are working in the renovation of a small house, it may be helpful to import the former plans since they are not going to be updated anymore. In such cases, it works quite well, especially if the AutoCAD file is small, as we don't need to worry about keeping track of the original file's location. Also, the process for using both methods in Revit is exactly the same.